What's going on, guys? So in the last Arrma Granite Grom video, me and my dad took out both the cars with the exact same power system. We had a 30 amp 2 to 3S speed control and a 2440 4500 kV brushless motor, just running stock gearing, and we both had the exact same battery, the 1500 milliamp China Hobbies 2S battery. Now they did do a fantastic job off-road on the little jumps, but they did lack a little bit of power on 2S for stunts and stuff. I did actually run my car with the same system on 3S and it was great, but the motor did heat up quite a lot. So what I wanted to do today is actually upgrade my car with a much more capable system, but I've also got some upgraded parts to go on as well. So we won't talk too much, guys. We'll go straight to the bench, take a look at what we got, and then obviously get everything installed and take it out for a test. I'm pretty sure it's going to make a massive difference. The car's going to be an absolute beast after all these upgrades. So let's get to it. All right, so taking a look at what we got the GPM rear 7075 hubs, and as you can see, they do come with oversized bearings, so that should make a massive difference. I haven't had any issues with the stock parts, but I'm sure these will last a lot longer and obviously prevent any damage in the long run, as well as the GPM 7075 alloy steering blocks or steering hubs. Same thing as the rear hubs, they'll last a lot longer than the stock parts. Now, as you can see, I've probably gone a little bit overboard with the shocks, but I thought, why not? The Year Racing off-road buggy shocks. I'm pretty sure the travel and everything's going to be fine for the car. As you can see, the box is quite large as well. That's because it comes with a whole heap of different parts like pistons, different tension springs, a couple of different ways of mounting them, which is awesome. And it also comes with some oil in there. So yeah, we'll have to put them together, but I think they're going to be awesome shocks for the little Grom. Now the power system I decided to go with is the Hobbywing Qickrun 10BL60 censored 60 amp 2 to 3S speed control. I will just be running 2S. It's probably a good thing because a few people have had issues with the BEC not being limited to 6 or 7.4 volts, and the fan over revs and burns out. So yeah, I will just be running 2S, shouldn't be an issue. And then we have this very nice Anderson Racing 2840 6000 kV or 8.5 turn censored brushless motor. Now the main reason I got this motor and not Surpass Hobbies or Ghoul RC 2845 size motor is because this actually comes with a 2.3mm shaft, and the Grom pinion gear is made for a 2.3mm shaft, so it'll fit perfect on here. And I think the stock gearing with 6000 kV on 2S shouldn't be too bad. It is a rather large can size, so hopefully it's all good. So obviously you do get instructions with the shocks. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to understand, so I will show you exactly how to put them together. So to start off with, I would just pull all this apart. And then you grab the rest of the parts that you need. Now it does look like a lot of parts, but it is pretty basic. First thing I would do is grab my little O-ring here that goes in the preload nut here. Then we need the tiny little clear O-ring here, then the little spacer, and then the shock positioning spacer goes on top of that, and then you put the bottom cap back on. Alright, so we'll set that aside for a second. Now we've got to get the shaft assembled, so you need two little E-clips and then your piston. Now I've gone with the V-style 2-hole piston. The V stands for the actual holes themselves. They're tapered rather than just a drill hole, so I think that's supposed to help with cornering, with the dampening and rebound, so we'll see how they go. Now as you can see, the shaft has two little grooves, one E-clip to the bottom one, then your piston with the V facing up, and then your second E-clip holds the piston in place. Push your shaft through the shock there, just like so, and then the shock end. Now the way I do this, I just get my pliers with a little bit of cardboard in there. You don't want to scratch the shaft, but you definitely need a little bit of pressure on there. Now it does get a little bit hard. All I do is just use a little screwdriver. It's like a tap. And there we have it. That is pretty much done. Get the spring on there, the spring retainer, and the shock cap itself is pretty straightforward. You just get this little part here, put it all the way through. Put your little red piece of foam in there first, then your bladder goes on top. And that is it, guys. Just need to fill it up with 30, 40, 50 weight oil, whatever you prefer. I don't think I'm going to use this 300 CST that they provided. I'm going to go with this Team Lossy Racing 45 weight or 610 CST in the front, and I'll probably go 50 or 60 weight in the rear. Actually guys, 45 weight feels quite stiff, so I might go 45 weight in the rear, and I will use the 300 CST in the front. Yeah, that's quite slow actually. Definitely use the 300 CST in the front. Now the wheel axles are actually threaded into the drive cups. Now the quickest and easiest way to get these off, in my opinion, is just put the wheel back on, don't put the nut on, and just unthread this, and that should come straight off. Oh, that's tight. Now obviously we're going to need the bearings out of the front steering knuckles, or the steering blocks. Oh, just make sure you get the right side, because there is a left and a right and they're not symmetrical. The rear hubs technically are symmetrical. I cannot see any difference. There's no offset or anything, so you could probably run them either side, but as you can see there is a left and a right, so we will match up the correct sides. Still very nice and clean in there. Alright guys, so after 3 days, a corrupt micro SD and having to refilm basically everything, I finally got it finished. So I personally think we have a very, very nice looking Grom now. I love the color of the shocks with the 7075 highlights, the gray silver sort of color. The motor and speed control ended up fitting beautifully, so yeah, that's excellent. The only other parts I would probably get for this car would be the steering assembly, the GPM steering assembly, and I wouldn't mind getting some adjustable tie bars for the steering. I'm not sure how noticeable it is on camera, but the front wheels are towed in slightly, and I definitely prefer slight toe out on the front wheels. It definitely helps me personally with stability, so I'll definitely look for some adjustable tie bars for it. And the only other thing I would probably get is some different wheels. I'm not sure what other brands have this size wheel with the 12mm wheel hexes, but I will have a search around and try and find some decent ones for it. So all we can do now is take it outside and see how it goes. I think it's going to be a little weapon, guys. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, I've just come back down to my normal spot. I have got the ramp set up there. Previously, this car has definitely wanted to nose down. On 2S, even full throttle doesn't really help lift the nose up. On 3S, it was definitely better, but the motor heated up too much. The car itself is very heavy now compared to what it was, but I think that might help with stability and stuff as well. So let's see how we go. Jeez, so much power. Oh, wow, that was a really nasty crash. Wow, I definitely should have done some diff work. Really need some thicker oil in the front diff. jumps a lot better, guys. Right, better put the head cam on. It's getting a bit hard for me to capture the footage. What are you trying to bite the car with a ball in your mouth? Yeah, so guys, I'm obviously noticing a massive power increase with that 6,000 kV motor and the 60 amp speed control. But the stability, I definitely need to do some differential work. I at least need to put some thicker oil in the front differential, and that will stop that spinning out. Now all we've got to really do is see if it's going to jump properly. The few small jumps that I've tried definitely seem like the nose stays up a bit more. It depends how you throttle as well, so let's see how we go on this jump. Oh, well, yeah, it's definitely how you throttle. Here we go, backflip. Oh, more than enough power for a backflip, guys. This is only 2S, remember? Yeah, it might want to dip the nose down still, but it's got plenty of power to pull out. Go on, buddy. Had to jump out of the way of that one. We'll try these little dirt jumps. Such a smooth little car. It's just that, yeah, the dip and down issue. I hit my bag. Oh, jeez. Oh, that was silly. Oh, yep. I think the 7075 alloy parts, the shocks, and the power system are all helping massively, guys. Just need Diff Oil now. Now, Arrma have actually released, or they've announced, a upgraded differential for this, a full steel geared differential, but they're never available anywhere, guys. I have seen 2 or 3 YouTubers with them. They reviewed the product, but they also said that they're not really available. So I'm not really sure how they managed to get them, but as soon as they are available, I'll definitely be getting a couple of upgraded differentials for mine and Dad's. The internal gears on this car are only plastic, as well as the outdrives, so yeah, having steel ones, you know, obviously prevents long-term damage, or prevents damage in the first place. So I can't expect these differentials to last forever if they're plastic geared, but they have been doing a good job so far. Those shocks are doing really good. Oh, that was a bit of a skewed backflip, but managed to pull it off. That was awesome. That was huge, guys. Seriously loving this little truck. Oh, I didn't go for a backflip then. Probably shouldn't have. Too much power. Oh, that might be low voltage, guys. That is low voltage. The 6,000 kV motor Might have to check it, might be a bit warm, but seems to be doing an excellent job. Plenty of power on 2S, plenty of wheel speed for stunts and stuff. Yeah guys, the motor's pretty warm, but it seems like it's cooling down rather fast. The speed control was about 40-45 degrees when I first took the shell off, but it's cooling down rather quick as well. So yeah, it's a powerful system, a very high amp, high current system, but you know, it's doing well. But I definitely need to put some thick oil in the front differential, and like I said, as soon as I can find the upgraded diffs, I would love to get a couple and install them, as well as in Dad's car. And like I said guys, the only other thing I'd really get would be adjustable tie bars for the steering, because I do want to tow the wheels out a little bit. And the GPM steering assembly, I've actually already ordered that. Yeah, hopefully that makes it even better. But yeah guys, it's going excellent now. It's a fantastic little car, very stable off-road. The shocks, they're excellent. They were expensive shocks, so yeah, I definitely expected them to be good, which they are. The 7075 aluminium parts from GPM, they have definitely made a big difference. Super strong, and having oversized bearings in the rear is definitely helping. Actually, the only other thing I wanted to try and do is maybe change the shell. There's plenty of awesome little 1/18 scale bodies on the market, so yeah, I'll have a look around. Oh, I just noticed actually I've already cracked the shell, so yeah, maybe time to get a different style for it, new shell. But yeah guys, as I said, can't wait to bring it back out. It's an absolute weapon with all the upgraded parts, and it's only going to be better with more GPM parts and the upgraded differentials, if I can ever find them. Alrighty guys, gonna have to leave it here. Cheers, catch you in the next video, and as always, stay safe.